Have you ever been in that situation where you can't seem to stop thinking about someone, even though they're ignoring you? It's like your mind is stuck in an endless loop, replaying every interaction, wondering what went wrong, and obsessing over the tiniest details. Whether it's a friend, a romantic interest, or someone you care about deeply, their indifference can hurt in a way that feels almost impossible to overcome. The silence they give you becomes deafening, and in the absence of their response, your mind races with confusion and doubt. The truth is, when someone you care about ignores you, it can feel like a form of emotional rejection. And let's be honest, being ignored can trigger feelings of loneliness, self-doubt, and frustration. You might start questioning yourself. What did you do wrong? Why are they avoiding you? Is it something you said, something you didn't say, or simply the way you exist in their life? The pain of being ignored can linger for days, weeks, or even longer. And the more you think about it, the harder it becomes to move on. But here's the thing, obsessing over someone who is actively ignoring you isn't healthy. You're investing your time and energy into a situation that is causing you emotional distress, and that's a choice you don't have to make. So how do you stop thinking about them? How do you reclaim your peace of mind and stop letting their silence dominate your thoughts? It's not easy, but it's absolutely possible, and it starts with understanding why we feel this way in the first place. When someone ignores you, your brain goes into overdrive. You begin searching for reasons and meaning, trying to decode their behavior and figure out where you went wrong. This overthinking can keep you locked in a cycle, preventing you from moving forward. But here's something important to remember. People ignore others for a variety of reasons, and it may have nothing to do with you at all. They may be going through something personal, or they may simply not value the relationship in the same way you do. And that's okay. People have their reasons, but those reasons aren't always about you. So, how do you stop thinking about someone who ignores you? Well, the first step is to recognize that you can't control their behavior. You can't make someone want to talk to you, and you can't force them to give you the attention or validation you crave. What you can control, though, is how you react to the situation. You can choose to take back your power, refocus your attention, and heal. Instead of constantly wondering what went wrong or if there's something you could do to fix it, focus on the things that are in your control. The truth is, the more you let someone's silence dominate your thoughts, the more they hold power over you. It's time to take that power back. The next step is to allow yourself to feel your feelings. You might be angry, sad, or even confused, and that's okay. Don't bottle up your emotions or pretend that they don't exist. Sometimes the hardest thing is accepting that someone doesn't want to engage with you in the way you had hoped, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But accepting that reality is the first step toward healing. You don't have to rush through your feelings, but let yourself feel them without judgment. Whether it's talking to a friend, journaling, or simply taking some time alone to process, acknowledge your emotions as they come. Over time, this will help you detach from the need to constantly analyze the situation. Then, it's important to redirect your focus to yourself. The more you give your mental energy to someone who is ignoring you, the less energy you have for yourself. Instead of obsessing over what they're doing or why they're doing it, try shifting your attention towards something that brings you joy or peace. Engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself. Whether it's getting lost in a book, trying a new hobby, or spending quality time with people who appreciate you. Refocusing on your own growth and happiness can help you break free from the mental trap that someone's indifference can create. You are worthy of attention, care, and respect, and the best way to get back to a sense of well-being is by focusing on yourself. At the same time, It's important to recognize the damage that constant exposure to the person who's ignoring you can do. Every time you check their social media, replay old conversations in your head, or keep wondering if they're ever going to respond, you're only hurting yourself. This kind of behavior feeds your obsession with the situation and keeps you trapped in a cycle of disappointment. So, give yourself some space. You don't have to completely sever ties, but it may be helpful to mute their notifications or limit your contact with them in any way that feels right for you. The more space you create, the easier it becomes to heal. Another crucial step is to stop seeking validation from them. When someone ignores you, especially someone you care about, it's natural to feel like you need their approval or acknowledgement to feel good about yourself. But here's the harsh truth. Seeking validation from someone who's ignoring you will only keep you stuck. It will prevent you from finding peace because you're depending on their response to feel better. The only person who can validate your worth is you. Recognizing your own value and embracing your own strengths will help you break free from the grip that their indifference has on you. Learn to be kind to yourself, appreciate what makes you unique, and understand that you don't need their attention to feel complete. Letting go of someone who ignores you also means creating emotional distance. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting their behavior dictate your emotional state. It's about establishing healthy boundaries for your own well-being. You deserve to be in relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or otherwise, where mutual respect and care are present. If someone is ignoring you, it's a sign that they're not offering that kind of relationship, and it's time to protect yourself from further hurt. The emotional distance you create will help you regain control of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to move forward in a healthier way. As you go through this process, remember that healing takes time. You might think you can fix everything immediately, but sometimes healing is about patience. You won't stop thinking about them overnight, and that's okay. It's a gradual process, and some days will feel harder than others. But with time, the hurt will soften, and you'll find that their absence becomes less painful. Trust that eventually, you'll be able to think about them without the constant ache that once accompanied it. It might take a few weeks or even months, but each day that you take steps to focus on yourself is a day closer to feeling better. In the meantime, take time to reflect on the relationship and why it ended up this way. Sometimes we get stuck in the idea that a relationship should be something it's not, and we keep holding on even when it's no longer serving us. Reflecting on the relationship, the good and the bad, can help you gain clarity and perspective. It can help you understand that maybe the relationship wasn't as healthy as you thought, and maybe it's time to move on and find something better for yourself. Through this journey, it's essential to focus on your own personal growth. The more you invest in yourself, the less space the other person will occupy in your thoughts. Set new goals, learn new skills, and challenge yourself. When you're growing and evolving, you'll naturally begin to think less about someone who's no longer a part of your life. You'll shift from focusing on the pain they caused to celebrating the progress you're making for yourself. Your growth becomes the best form of revenge against the emotional hurt. They no longer have the power to distract you from the amazing person you are becoming. Surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. When someone ignores you, it's easy to feel isolated, but remember that there are people in your life who care about you deeply. Spend time with those who make you feel valued and appreciated. Their support can provide the emotional strength you need to move on. They will remind you that you're not alone and that you are loved just as you are. The more you surround yourself with positivity and support, the easier it will become to stop thinking about someone who isn't giving you that same energy. Finally, let go of the need for closure. Sometimes we get obsessed with the idea that if we just have one last conversation or one final explanation, we can make sense of everything. But closure doesn't always come from someone else. It comes from within. Accepting that things ended the way they did and that it's time to move forward is its own form of closure. You don't need their words or their acknowledgement to heal. You just need to believe in yourself. Trust that you're worthy of love and respect, and give yourself the space to heal. When someone ignores you, it's natural to feel hurt, confused, and even angry. But ultimately, you have the power to take control of your emotions and stop letting them occupy your thoughts. It might not happen right away, and you might struggle along the way, but you have the ability to move on, grow, and reclaim your peace. Let go of the need for their attention. Focus on your own growth, and trust that in time, the hurt will ease. The more you invest in yourself and the people who care about you, the less space someone who ignores you will take up in your heart. You are worthy of love, respect, and peace, and you have everything it takes to move on.